This is from the inside looking out towards a wall, which is now open, the same shot. So, of course, we did use some assistance, we did use some other mechanisms, but that whole building, the wall has come down, and people are free to come into the property, but they've had not a single incident since this has happened a few years ago. Okay, that explains the difference in approach to participation. In some cases, I think it would be consultation, not really participation, in the affluent and the less affluent areas, and the different types of things that you can do with SEPTED. So, to conclude, we've seen, even from a SEPTED point of view, there are different approaches that you can follow. There's the approach that you say, let's use SEPTED to exclude. To make myself safe, I need to exclude others. Build a barrier, build walls, which some people call the architecture of fear. But in our society, particularly because of our history of apartheid, we believe that SEPTED should be used to bring people together, to build bridges and to integrate communities. So use some of the other principles of SEPTED rather than the target hardening principle, stay out. And then community participation. We've now seen that it's a difficult subject. But why? Because we believe that those who are affected by a decision have the right to be involved in that decision-making process. It also helps the people who have to implement certain projects to understand perceptions. We've seen that now, different perceptions. And it also provides you with information that you may not have been aware of. So you may provide a crime prevention intervention that can have the opposite effect because you didn't have the information. And then, of course, it provides you with that commitment if people know why certain decisions have been made. So, last few slides. To conclude, now, I've tried to summarize it and call it the 4 C's, the issues to consider. But I think the 4 C's are going to get lost in translation. I hope it doesn't spell something that is offensive to anyone. But in English, 4 C's. Commitment. I don't think I have to say anything more about commitment. Then it is a continuous process. It is part of the decision-making process. It's not something that runs parallel to your implementation process. It is an integrated process, and it's not an event or a meeting that you can say, I've ticked off, I've had a workshop, I've done public participation. It is a continuous process. It's also a comprehensive exercise. You must involve all the relevant role players and affected parties, not just the ones that you think will understand and do what you want them to do, or agree to what you want them to agree to. And it must be so comprehensive that it develops the sense of belonging of the people who will in the end have to live with this decision. And you must listen to everyone. Everyone must feel that they're being heard. Then the last C, communication. Before, during, after your whole intervention process, whether you are developing a strategy or you are asking people to take down the wall so that they can find some other ways of securing themselves. It must be transparent, and you must share the information with everyone involved, not just, again, the ones that you feel that need to know. And in the end, you must provide the feedback so that people understand how their contributions were incorporated and made a difference. Communication. And the reason for that is that, very simply, you don't make stupid decisions. There's a bicycle lane with the poles in it. And this one, the last one, please forgive me, but if you do not know the user, you're going to make a mistake. If you do not know how this is being used, you're going to make a